I don't remember how I started these things. So let's see how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1,541 days since my last video, which is insane to think about because it really doesn't feel like it was that long ago to me. But it's been a long time, and a lot has happened. A lot has changed. We've been through an entire global pandemic. I have graduated college, started working. It's been a very long time, and it is a very different world than the one that I last recorded in. For those of you that may not be particularly interested and or care about kind of where I've been and, what I have to say here, I'm just going to put a quick TLDR of why I'm making this video on the screen now, so that should kind of explain everything there. But if you want to hear me talk a little bit more about kind of where I've been and, kind of what's been going on with me, then feel free to stick around because I'm going to talk just for a little bit, just about a couple of things that have happened in the long time that I've been gone. So at the end of 2019 and into the beginning of 2020, which was a wonderful year for all of us, is things started to get a lot busier with my coursework, and just I didn't have the time that I thought I was going to have to record. So as things got busier in school, I ended up kind of just completely putting YouTube on the shelf for the time being because I really just didn't have the time or the energy for it. And I was planning on coming back to it, and then everything went to hell, as I'm sure we all remember. So, going into March 11th, which of course was the day everything officially went to shit, I had been working a IT internship locally, and at that point I was still working part-time. I was working part-time, in school, and then, just on my off days I would be working in the office, and it was a great learning experience overall. But with that being said, when everything shut down and everyone went to work remote, I, along with one other guy, were chosen to stay in the office, and just kind of basically it turned my intern position into basically a full-time responsibility position. So, my workload increased tremendously for the next couple of months. And that in combination just with the remainder of my schooling, it just made things even more difficult in terms of just recording, because on the free time that I did have, I didn't really have just like that urge to record. And that's kind of how things stuck for quite a while, until almost the end of 2021, when things kind of started to die down a little bit. So when things kind of died down a little bit, I kind of had a little bit more time and dabbled around with the idea of coming back, but it didn't last for long because in early 2022, they offered me a full-time position. So instead of just being an intern, I was now going to have the full-time position while still being in the last couple of semesters of school. So the time that I would have had to record, once again, was gone. And don't get me wrong, a lot of this is going to come off like I'm pretending to be the busiest man in the world, when in reality, it's just not true. I just didn't have the energy within myself to balance having a full-time job and being a full-time college student on top of, maintaining social relationships, the few that I did have. And it just kind of put YouTube, it wasn't really on my mind, at all. And that wasn't because I didn't enjoy it. It's just YouTube just felt like something that was in the past. I had started this channel when I was a freshman in high school, and at that point, I was on the verge of graduating college. And I just didn't think I thought it was something that was kind of just in the past. I didn't think it was something I was going back to, and I was okay with that. And I'm not sure exactly what it was. I think it may have been, I went back and watched one of my older videos from the LA mod campaign, and it just reminded me how much I enjoyed recording, and also how there was always a common theme of me starting series and never finishing them, as I'm sure many of you are aware. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the sour note that I left the LA mod campaign series on, because we barely made a dent. We got to mission 6, and then we're barely a quarter of the way there, and it didn't sit right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to promise, I have a very good history of making all these update videos where I promise that I'm going to do this and that, and then, all will be well. Instead, I'm going to make one promise, and this one I will keep, and it's already one that I've been working on in the background. So we are going to finish the LA mod campaign series for Emergency 4. I will see to that. I've already recorded the next couple. Those should be hopefully coming out soon. I'm not going to set an exact date just because I still have to go through and edit. So stick around and look out for that if that's something that you're interested in. Always love playing through the EM4 campaign. It's always a lot of fun. So very much looking forward to finishing that. But now the question is what happens after? Will I still be around after the campaign, or is that going to be it? And the answer is I don't think I really know. I think the answer is going to be something that I'll probably figure out at a later date. That's kind of a bridge I'll cross when I get there. And I will say this, if I do end up sticking around after the LA mod campaign series, then we're definitely going to have to change some things up. And as much as I love Emergency 4, it is almost 20 years old, and I think it might be time to start moving on to different things. We can always come back to it, and I do enjoy Emergency 4. It'll always hold a special place in my heart. But the Emergency franchise overall as a whole is in shambles and basically is turning into a mobile game. No, literally. But so I think it's time to try to move on to new ventures. I've been looking for some more stuff to record. If you guys have, certain things that you want to see you want to see me play through or anything like that, leave some suggestions down in the comments. I'm happy to go through and I will accept any and all suggestions. One thing I have been playing a lot of, which has gotten a lot of hype these last couple of days, is Helldivers 2 has been a ton of fun. I am enjoying that a lot. So that's probably going to be something that I may make a video on here in the near future. If I do, just, if that's something that you guys would be interested in, then, let me know. But I think that about does it. Like I said, I know that a lot of you probably won't care too much about this or really remember too much about me or the channel, given how long I've been gone. But, if you did click on this video or, if you somehow stumbled across here, then I do appreciate you taking the time to kind of just check out everything. What have you guys been up to? Let me know down in the comments what you guys have been up to, how you guys have all been. I'll be going through all. I'm happy to talk to you guys. It's been way too long, and I do apologize for the length of absence that I've taken here. But hope everyone's been well. Hope everyone has been safe and healthy, and the vibes have been good all around. And here's to the future. So let's storm through this LA mod campaign series. We got a fun couple of missions coming up here. And I still have to go through and remember how to play a little bit of EM4. It's been a little while, but very much looking forward to making that campaign series here for you guys. And then we'll go from there. So look for those coming up here in the near future. And if anybody has any questions, concerns, comments, complaints, let me know down in the comments. So, with all that being said, y'all be good, and I'll catch you in the next one.